Welcome to part 3 of our Parks Master Plan presentation. As we talk about basic needs and gaps, we then come to aspirations or dreams for the future. As mentioned earlier, we did ask questions in the survey about aquatic facilities. It's clear from the responses that folks in Middletown have a desire to recreate in the water. As a basic human need, there are aquatics provided within the city of Middletown currently through splash pad elements, and where they're implemented, they're well used and loved. A completed Parks Master Plan will include the recommendation to complete a deeper dive into the existing aquatic center proposal and discuss the possibility of an aquatic center in Middletown. Through this Parks Master Plan, we'll be exploring opportunities to enhance and add additional splash pad opportunities in the parks and their possibility to serve as flexible spaces that can be utilized as plazas for programming, which is another desire expressed in the survey. We also wanted to walk you through our strategy for addressing improvements in Middletown's community parks, neighborhood parks, mini parks, and undeveloped parks. Each one of these typologies receives a different approach because of the different needs each park typology has. For community parks, such as Smith and Douglas parks, those larger parks that have a wider draw, we will be doing conceptual planning using specific locations as examples of how the parks can be improved. For neighborhood parks and mini parks, we are recommending a master plan approach that will create community engagement to direct unique improvements to park spaces. We feel that this community level engagement can help the park serve as an extension of everyone's living rooms and be unique to each neighborhood. For undeveloped parks, we are also taking a conceptual approach. As we mentioned earlier, folks are longing for natural and different types of recreation experiences. We feel that undeveloped parks are the sites where some of these opportunities can take place. Like the community parks, we will be using conceptual planning again to illustrate examples of the possibilities our undeveloped parks hold. We're going to start with community parks, which include Dixie Heights, Douglas, Goldman, Jaco, Lefferson, and Smith parks. As a quick reminder, these are the identified basic needs of all the parks expressed in the survey. These opportunities listed on the slide are what we're exploring at all parks within the community park typology. Some of the additional improvements at the community park level include playgrounds, programming, and a dog park as expressed through the survey here. The inventory we did in August also illustrated the need to provide increased accessibility in the parks. For this presentation, we will be using Leifer Park as a specific example to walk through some of the potential basic improvements that we listed on the previous slide. This concept includes the listed improvements that are recommended for all community parks in the system. We've expanded recommended improvements in a legend on the left side of the slide. Utilizing Lefferson as an example, we're showing a recommendation to enhance the park's entrance and landscape edge along Real Boulevard. We're also see the opportunity to create a 2.5-acre dog park with separate spaces and entrances for both large and small dogs, as demonstrated in items number 2, 11, and 12. In consideration to the surrounding neighborhoods of Leifer Park, we noticed that there's several multifamily housing residences along the park and adjacent to it. We see a great need in those types of residential developments for access to dog parks. Recommendations also found in the concept include the opportunity to expand the lighted pickleball courts just adjacent to the existing pickleball courts, highlighted as number 3. Item number 4 includes enhancing the pickleball activity area with a shelter and permanent restroom building in the Middletown park style that was mentioned in previous segments. By organizing a space at number 4, we're proposing a hub to anchor the park, which can host picnic shelters and a permanent restroom facility. Item number 5 includes updating and enhancing the current playground, and most importantly, accessibility to this playground. Number 6 includes the opportunity to create a walking path that loops around the perimeter of the park, increasing recreation as well as accessibility. Item number 7 illustrates the opportunity to upgrade the sport court and the existing basketball court by adopting a sport court standard. By adopting a sport court standard, each park's courts could represent the opportunity to utilize public art and storytelling to honor local sports legends. This example concept also includes the opportunity to implement a buffer between pickleball and baseball recreation, limiting the vehicular access to the hub of the park so that pedestrian safety is prioritized, and an opportunity to screen existing public work facilities on the southeast end of the park with an artful installation along the fence, as demonstrated in items number 8, 9, and 10 on the map. Lastly, item number 13 is the opportunity to restripe the parking lot and add lights with security cameras to enhance safety and security within the park. This example concept of Leifer Park shows both specific and park-wide assets. Overall, we hope this design demonstrates the possibility of opportunities and existing needs that we see in the Middletown community parks, including Douglas, Dixie Heights, Goldman, Jaco, and Smith Park.